First up, and it seems the luck of the Democrats has taken a turn for the better in the past few weeks since President Joe Biden ended his campaign, making way for Vice President Kamala Harris to become the party's presidential nominee. Harris is now heading into the Democratic National Convention, riding a historic whirlwind. Harris, along with her running mate, Tim Walz, was seen arriving in Chicago ahead of the DNC. The Democratic leader's campaign has broken records for fundraising, packed arenas with supporters, and turned the polls in some crucial battleground states in the favor of the Democrats. Now, ahead of the convention, the two made a pit stop at Pennsylvania, where the incumbent vice president subtly implied on stage that her rival, former President Donald Trump, was a coward.
We know what strength looks like. That's what strength looks like. Anybody who's about beating down other people is a coward.
Now, scores of pro-Palestinian protesters, meanwhile, continue to gather outside the convention center in Chicago, agitating against the United States' support for Israel's war in Gaza. Calls of shut down the DNC are being sounded out, with many also calling for an arms embargo for Israel.
To end the genocide in Gaza and the siege on Gaza, and we need an arms embargo on Israel to, completely stop sending weapons, stop sending aid to Israel. That is the first step of a ceasefire.
Now, during her campaign trail in Pennsylvania, the vice president stressed on her support for a ceasefire to soothe the tensions in West Asia. President Biden is expected to kick off the convention with a speech that is expected to symbolically hand the torch over to the current vice president. Interestingly, according to the latest Washington Post ABC News Ipsos poll, Harris leads Trump 49% to 45% in the latest poll ahead of the Democratic convention. The slender 4-point lead comes a month after polls had shown then presidential nominee Joe Biden and Trump in dead heat. Now, the 4-day convention is expected to draw in thousands of supporters who will tune in to see Kamala Harris and Tim Walz formally accept the Democratic nominations. Harris herself is scheduled to speak on August 22nd, the final day of the convention. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.